back to my channel and a new video. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to talk to you guys about some books that have been adapted into movies and kind of tell you guys which one did I enjoy the best, the book or the movie, and why. So I have a few books here. A lot of them are really famous ones, so you'll probably read them and watch the movie. And I'm very excited about these ones, and I'm excited to share my thoughts with you about the movie adaptations, because I know like the book is always better usually, but there are actually some cases that the movie was amazing. So I'm excited to share with you guys. But yeah, let's just get started. The first book I'm going to talk about is Flipped by Wendelin van Dranen, which is also obviously a movie. And in this book and in this movie, we follow Bryce and Juliana from a very, very young age. So I think it is Juliana who moves into the neighborhood where Bryce lives. So she moves in with her family to the street where he already lives, and she is immediately crushing on him. So Juliana moves in with her family to the street where Bryce lives with his family, and Juliana is immediately crushing on Bryce. At the first moment she sees him, she's like obsessed with him, and they're like young kids, remember this, like they're really young kids. And you know, she wants to be with him, she wants to play with him, but he's not interested at all. He's obviously too young to like enjoy the company of girls. She just really think she's really weird. And then you get to follow these two people as they grow up. So from their kids until they are in high school, kind of, I guess. And Juliana grows up to be this really odd girl that no one really knows too much about. People think she's weird. She doesn't really have too many friends. She's definitely not popular, while Bryce is kind of growing up to be one of the popular guys in school. But things take a turn when Bryce actually realizes what a beautiful and inspirational human being Juliana is. But once he realizes that, it's kind of too late, because he's already done quite a few mistakes and messed up his relationship with Juliana. And it's such a truly beautiful story about these two. I actually watched the movie way before I read the book. I didn't know it was a book until I saw it, and I immediately needed to read it. And I did love the book just as much as I loved the movie. But in this case, I'm actually gonna say that I did enjoy the movie better just because of the actors. So I don't know their names, but I know the like main girl that plays Juliana, the older version, like the teenage version. I think she's been in quite a few movies, but the boy I don't really recognize. But I just saw the setting, the atmosphere, the actors, perfect. Everything was so perfect. The clothes that they were wearing, the city they were filming in, like the town, it was just beautiful, and everything about it, and the voiceovers throughout the movie, and the clips, the camera, like everything was perfect about the movie. And I definitely recommend you guys to watch it, because it was truly, truly beautiful. So they definitely did a good job with the movie, in my opinion. Everything, setting, actors, clothes, everything. But the book was also of course amazing, but in this case I think I am going to say that I really did like the movie better. The next book I'm going to talk about is It by Stephen King. So I've obviously read this. I actually read this way before I watched any movies, which I did really like that I did. I'm proud of myself for doing that. And I did really enjoy the book. I actually have a reading vlog on it if you're interested, but I can't tell you guys too much of how I'm going to compare it, just because I've only watched one movie, and there's an old movie that I really want to watch, the original version of It, and then there's two new ones, and I've only watched the first new one. But yeah, I loved this book. It's very big obviously, and has a lot of details that might seem and feel unnecessary, but in my opinion was really not necessary, but they were really cool and really nice to have in there. We love a detailed story, and since we got so many details and so many perspectives and thoughts and feelings in this one, I was really excited to see the movie. But I must say that the movie disappointed me. I did think they did a great job with the actors and the setting and everything to make it look like, you know, the 80s. I did really enjoy the actors, definitely, yes, but I thought the movie was pretty boring. I was not afraid at all. It was just really not even too interesting, because I don't want to be just scared when I watch or read a scary horror novel. I wanted to have like a real story to it, which I think it really had. But I don't think that the movie made a good job with showing that and telling us audience that, in my opinion. I think that the book really did a good job on that, and I definitely recommend, if you like the movies, then definitely read the book if you're a reader, because I'm gonna promise that it has a lot more details and a lot more like in-depth about things, which usually is the case with books. But I know it seems intimidating, but like, trust me, read the book. Like, it's just get you so much more perspective on things and thoughts on things, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go and watch the other movies that are left, so can't really say too much, and maybe I will change my mind once I've seen the other movies. But as for now, I definitely thought that the book was way better. The next book I'm going to talk about is Percy Jackson by Ryden. So obviously this is such a beloved book series, and I don't think there is too many movies out there. I think there are movies for the first 2 books, and then they stopped doing them because they got really bad criticism, I think. And I read the books before I watched those movies. It's the movies with this guy, what's his name, Logan? He's kind of a famous actor. But yeah, I loved this book series. I actually read it not too long ago for the first time, so it is a middle grade series, but I read it for the first time when I was a teenager. So, but I loved it. I fell in love with this world, and we follow Percy as he is discovering that he is a half god, half human because of his dad that is a god, and he didn't know about that. But we follow him as he's discovering that, discovering the powers that he's got, and we just follow him along this great adventures in this entire book series. And we meet a lot of people along the way, gods, but also like his friends, and we get to meet and get to know a lot of characters. I loved this book series. If you haven't read it, I definitely recommend it if you are a fan of middle grade books. But I loved it so much that I went and watched the 2 movies immediately after, and I did actually enjoy them. I know people hated them, but I enjoyed them, but they definitely did not live up to the books, obviously. I think we can all kind of agree on that. First of all, in the movies, the actors that played these kids were a lot older. I think he's supposed to be like 12 years old, I think. I'm not sure, it's been a while, but the actors that played in the movie was just a lot more older, which just ruins it for me. I'm sorry. I actually did like the actors that were in the movies, but it was not accurate to the story and to the books, which it should be. And I just thought it was kind of poorly made, not too much effort put into it. I felt like it felt like it didn't do justice, I guess. And I definitely did prefer the books way over the movies. But I've actually heard that there's going to be a series on Disney Plus, which I'm very excited about. I don't know how far they've come. Last time I checked, which was a few months ago, I think they were like in the casting process. So hopefully that is being made this year, and we will have that to look forward to and then compare it. So I'm just really excited about that one. I really hope they do it justice, which I think, because I think Ryden is actually going to be involved in that one, which I don't think he was in these movies. So very excited about that. But yeah, in this case, I definitely prefer the book series over the 2 movies that are out. The next book I'm going to talk about is Spiderwick by Tony DiTerlisi and Holly Black. This is the complete collection. The Spiderwick series has a few books, but this is like the complete collection, so this involves many books. This is also a really amazing and popular middle grade series. We follow this family of a mother and 2 brothers and their older sister, and we follow these people as they move into this house, old abandoned house that's not actually abandoned. Their aunt used to live there before she got hospitalized in a psych ward, I think, or a nursing home, I'm not sure, because she is telling stories about how her father gets abducted by fairies, and no one obviously believes that, but it actually happened. And the 2 younger brothers start to noticing weird stuff in the house, and the mom is just not really on board with it. She doesn't believe them, obviously. She thinks they're just being ridiculous, but the 2 younger brothers are the ones that are kind of finding out the secrets of the house, and they are trying to find out what actually happened to their aunt's father that magically disappeared by fairies. And it's an amazingly beautiful story about these siblings coming together and fighting for their family's legacy and to kind of what the heck was going on, because they were related to this person that was missing. And the movie is actually really good as well, in my opinion. It has, I can't remember his name, but he plays the good doctor, the main character, and he plays like both of these twin brothers because they're twins, so they look alike. And just a really good movie. I think did live up to the expectations that I have, but in the book we get a lot more details, which of course is usually the case, but also in this special edition we have a lot of extra material, which is obviously really nice. And I think it just, everything is more detailed, and we have also like cool sketches and cool drawings here of the monsters and the creatures, and it was just truly beautiful story to read. And even though I really do recommend the movie, I think in this case the book or the books were better because it's just a lot more detail, a lot more richer, a richer experience, I would say. The next book I'm going to talk about is Vampire Academy by Rachel Mead. I don't even want to sit here and talk about it because the movie was crap. I'm sorry. Like, I grew up with this series. This is one of the series that got me into reading, and it's a magical, fierce fantasy series about Rose and Lisa, and it's about love, it's about friendship, it's about fighting for what's right. It's so much more than that one movie did. And if you have just watched the movie and you didn't enjoy that, please read the book still, because the movie in the movie they made it seem like a high school rom-com kind of thing. They made it like a joke. This is so much more than that. It's not supposed to be comedian, it's not supposed to be funny. I feel like they made it like a high school comedy chick flick thing, which is not. It's definitely not. It's about so much more, and it's just a fierce adventure. And I can't even sit here because I'm so frustrated. When I saw the movie, me and my friend, we loved these books, and when we saw the movie we were so disappointed. And I really hope that if they ever make a series out of it or make another movie, I really hope they think twice before making it. And I hope I can't even talk about it because I'm so frustrated. But yeah, in this case the books are 1,000 times better. Just please read the books. The next book I'm going to talk about is Beautiful Creatures by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. So I actually grew up with the movie and then I read the books, and this is a wonderful story about Ethan, who is living in this southern small town where everyone knows each other, every parents know each other, every grandparents know each other, everyone is like grown up together. And then this new girl, Lena, comes to town. She's not really a new girl because her uncle has lived in this town forever and everyone knows of him. Everyone thinks he's really weird and odd. Everyone thinks he's creepy and scary. And then Lena comes to live with him and goes to the school where every kid is. And Ethan and Lena meet, and Ethan and Lena immediately feels this connection. They have a past that they can't remember, but like a past life kind of thing, and they feel connected. And Lena also has a secret, like her family has magic, so on her 16th birthday she's either gonna go bad or good, and she can't choose if she's gonna go evil or good. It just kind of happens. And it's just a wonderful story about them two finding each other and overcoming things. And I actually really like the movie. I don't know how people feel about it. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, but I actually love the movie. I love the actor that plays Lena and Ethan. I love that they didn't do any like super famous ones. Maybe they are famous. I just haven't seen them in anything else. These two people, and I just love the accents that they have. The southern accents just makes everything better in this setting that they film, this south little town. Beautiful, amazing. The uncle perfectly portrayed. Lena's, like the house, the garden, everything was so perfectly portrayed in my opinion. And I've read this book series and honestly I can't really remember a whole lot, but like the movie I can remember so much better because I don't know, it's just perfect. So in this case I actually think I do prefer the movie over the books, but obviously the books have more because I think there are 4 books, and the first movie, or like the movie, I think is only cover like the first book. I'm not really sure though, but so we do obviously get more of the story from the books, but I just love the movie. Everything was just perfect about it. Oh. And the last book I'm going to talk about is The Davinci Code by Dan Brown. So I read the book first and then I saw the movie, and I really did enjoy the movie. I love, I can't believe I forgot his name. The super famous actor that plays Robert Langdon. Love him. Thought they did a really good job with that. But yeah, we follow Robert Langdon, who is a professor at Harvard University, and he teaches religious symbology, like symbols and religion and their meaning. And there has been a murder at the Louvre, the really famous museum in Paris, and where at the dead body scene there has been left behind a code, like a message, a symbol thing, and they call in Robert to help them with that because he knows that stuff, I guess. And you follow him as they are trying to find out what actually happened. It has a lot of like history, a lot of things about cults, symbols, religion, which might be boring to some people, but I thought it was really interesting. a little bit boring at times maybe, but really, really interesting because you get to learn a lot of stuff, you know, and you got to follow him around at this museum and, you know, Mona Lisa. Just really, you get to learn a lot of stuff, I think, a lot of history and a lot of art stuff that is actually accurate, so that's nice. And I feel like you got also a lot more details in the book, because there was something that I thought of when I saw the movie that I wouldn't have understood if I hadn't read the book. I think it was the fact that Robert has this fear of small places. So there's one scene when he is in an elevator, I think, and he's kind of freaking out. And in the movie, they didn't really give a good explanation. I don't think, at least. I just have this memory. And you didn't really understand why he was freaking out in an elevator. But in the book, you clearly get a description that Robert is really afraid of small places and like why and stuff. You know, you get really more explanations and a really like more in-depth picture of who he is. So in this case, I did really enjoy the book more than the movie, but the movie was really good. I did love the actors, the setting, the everything. So I'm really excited to read the rest of this series because I really did enjoy this one. But yeah, that was it for this video. If you have read any of these books or watched any of the movies, please let me know your thoughts. Did you like the movie better or the TV show or the book? Just let me know. I would love to know your thoughts. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye.